Make your way into a seated position. Interlace your fingers behind your neck. Inhale here, and as you exhale, bring your chin toward your chest and gently move your chin from side to side. So exploring any tension in your neck, in your upper back. And then come back to center, let go of your interlace. This time interlace your fingers in front of you, turn your palms inside out, round your upper back for a movement, move from side to side. Reach your arms towards the sky, inhale. As you exhale, twist to your right side. Let go of your interlace, reach and lengthen. And as you exhale, lower your left hand onto your knee, right hand behind your back. On your fingertips, use your inhales to create length. And as you exhale, creating a little bit more depth. On your inhale, come all the way back to center. Interlace your fingers, the opposite thumb on top. Turn your palms inside out. Reach your arms towards the sky. Inhale. As you exhale, twist to your left side. Let go of your interlace. Reach and lengthen. And then lower your left hand or right hand onto your knee. Left hand behind your back. On your inhale, come all the way back to center. Extend your arms in front of you. Flex your palms. And as you exhale, bring your fingertips in, finger knuckles toward your forearms. Let's do it a couple more times. Inhale, open your palms as much as you can. And as you exhale, bring your fingertips in, bring your finger knuckles toward your forearms. Let's do 4, 8 more. And 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yeah, warming up the wrist joints, warming up the forearms. Yeah, bring your arms to the side. Flex your palms like you're pushing 2 walls away from you. Bring your fingertips in, finger knuckles towards your forearms. Flip your palms towards the sky. Bring your right arm underneath your left arm, eagle arms. Lifting your elbow shoulder height. Pausing here for a moment. And then let go of your eagle arms. Shake them out. Second side, extend your arms to your right, to your left, flex your palms. Bring your fingertips in, finger knuckles towards your forearms. Flip your palms towards the sky. Bring your left arm underneath your right arm, eagle arms. Second side. Let go of your eagle arms. Shake them out. Extend your arms to your right, to your left. Flex your palms. Like we just did before. Bring your fingertips in, finger knuckles towards your forearms. Let's see it for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, shake it out. Yeah, maybe noticing your forearms warming up, waking up, and then extend your arms towards the sky. Flex your palms. So same thing like we just did before. Flex your palms for 1, for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, shake it out. Well done. Place your hands onto the ground. Spread your fingertips wide. So index finger, middle finger pointing to the front edge of the mat if you have a mat. Otherwise, external rotation in your upper arms. Circle your shoulders over your wrists. So once again, warming up the wrist joints. Clockwise, anti-clockwise. And rotate your fingertips to the sides, 45 degrees. Rotate your fingertips all the way towards your knees. Keep stroking your shoulders over your wrists. And then the opposite, internal rotation. Bring your fingertips all the way in. And then come back to center, shake it out. Place your hands onto the ground, snap your feet back into plank position, shoulders over your wrists. So like we just did in tabletop, circle your shoulders over your wrists, warming up the wrist joints, warming up the forearms, warming up that center, the core, the trunk. Bring your fingertips to the side, 45 degrees, and then keep stroking your shoulders over your wrists. Bring your fingertips all the way towards your feet. And then, if you can, keep your hands as they are. Lift your hips towards the sky into downward facing dog position. On your inhale, shift your weight into plank. Bring your hands back to neutral position. plank pose, and as you exhale, lift your hips downward facing dog. Take an inhale, let it out. Lower your forearms onto the ground into dolphin pose. Both at the same time, dolphin, and lift your elbows both at the same time, downward facing dog. Let's do it a couple more times. Lower your forearms, dolphin. Lift your elbows, downward facing dog. On your inhale, shift your weight into high plank. Lower down, low plank. Push back up, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. So let's combine those things. Lower your forearms into dolphin. Lean forward into low plank. Push back up, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do it once again. Lower your forearms into dolphin. Lean forward into low plank. Push back up, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's reverse the movement. Inhale, plank. Lower down, low plank. Chaturanga. Push back, dolphin. Lift your elbows, downward facing dog. Couple more like that. Inhale, plank. Lower down, low plank. Push back, dolphin. Lift your elbows, downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Let it out. Walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. Ragdoll position. We are adding a standing twist. So bring your left hand between your feet. Right arm up towards the sky. Maybe you stay here if you can. Bind behind your left leg. Relax your head, relax your neck. Change to the other side. Bind behind your right leg or stay with a twist. Let go of your mind. So walk your hands to that front plank position. And as you exhale, lift your hips downward facing dog. Lower your forearms onto the ground. Walk your feet back into your forearm plank position. Holding here. Feet together, knees together, abdominal twists. Shift your weight onto the outer edge of the left foot. Come back to center, change to the other side. Come back to center, walk your feet towards your elbows, dolphin pose. Lift your elbows, downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Let it out. From downward facing dog, lower your knees onto the ground into tabletop position. Couple of rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, lift and extend. Head, neck follows the movement. And as you exhale around, let's do it once again. Inhale. And exhale. One last time. Inhale, so shoulder retraction, shoulder blades moving towards the spine, and as you exhale, shoulder protraction, spreading those shoulder blades. On your inhale, find your long spine. Walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. Untuck your toes, bring your hips towards your heels. Pausing here for a moment, bring your right hand towards your right ankle, lift your hips, lift your chest. And as you exhale, bring your hips back towards your heels. Left hand towards your left ankle. Lift your hips, lift your chest. And exhale, bring your hips back towards your heels. Both hands towards your ankles. Camel pose. Maybe you stay here, maybe you tuck your toes. Lift your hips, lift your chest. Camel pose. Long neck. Let go of your ankles. Untuck your toes. Bring your hips back towards your heels. Pause here for a moment. Bring your hands slightly behind your knees. So the heels of your hands are slightly behind your knees. Inhale here, and as you exhale, think about that shoulder protraction like we just did before. Lift your knees off the ground, bring your knees towards your chest. And then lower your knees. Inhale, pause here. As you exhale, lift your knees towards your chest. Lift one foot, replace it down. Lift the other foot, replace it down, and slowly lower down. Pause here, shake it out. Place your hands onto the ground. Let's do it once again. Inhale here. As you exhale, shoulder protraction. Bring your knees toward your chest. Hold here. Maybe lifting one foot, both feet. And lower down. Well done. Shake it out. Bring your hips to one side. Extend your legs in front of you. Reach your arms towards the sky. Inhale. And as you exhale, fold over your legs. On your inhale, come all the way back up to a seated position. Bring your hands slightly in front of your hips. Inhale here, and as you exhale, like we did before, spreading our shoulder blades. So shoulder protraction, lift your hips off the ground. Hold here. lower down, pause for a moment, rest, inhale. As you exhale, shoulder protraction, lift your hips, lift one foot, replace it down, lift the other foot, replace it down, lower down, shake it out. One last time, inhale here. As you exhale, spreading your shoulder blades, lift your hips off the ground, lift one leg, maybe both legs, and lower down. Okay, shake it out. We'll do a couple more times. Inhale here. As you exhale, lift your hips, lift your legs. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Shake it out. We'll do it once again. Inhale. As you exhale, spreading out shoulder blades, lift your hips, lift your legs. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Okay. Shake it out. Interlace your fingers and then allow your wrists to create this kind of like 8 shape. One direction and then the opposite direction. Bring your hands slightly behind you. Lift your hips, lift your chest. Reverse tabletop position. And as you exhale, slowly lower down. So from here, bring your legs to one side, place your hands onto the ground, tuck your toes, lift your knees, lift your hips, downward facing dog position. Inhale, plank, lower down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog position. Let's do it once again. Inhale, plank, lower down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Lower your knees onto the ground, cross your ankles, extend your legs in front of you like we just did before. This time lift your legs into Navasana, lower down, low boat. Inhale, come back up, high boat. Exhale, lower down, low boat. Last one, inhale, high boat. Bend your knees, place your feet onto the ground, back into that reverse tabletop position. As you exhale, slowly lower down, bring your hips between your arms. Push the ground away like we did before. Lift one leg, both legs. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Let it out. Reach your arms towards the sky. And as you exhale, fold away your legs. On your inhale, come all the way back up. Cross your ankles. Place your hands onto the ground. Step back, high plank. And lift your hips downward facing dog position. Take an inhale. Let it out. Lift your right leg behind you, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, rotate your right hip open. Square your hips back towards the ground, right knee to your forehead, step your foot. Lower your left knee, untuck your toes. Inhale, come up into low lunge position. Yes, so gently warming up that left side, the quad, the hip flexor. Reach your arms towards the sky. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, sink your hips towards the ground. Let go of your interlace. Reach your arms, inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Twist to your right side. Hook your left elbow on the outside of your right thigh. Look down, place your hands onto the ground. Left hand down, right arm up, twist. Step your right foot on top of your left. Lower your right hand, plank position. Lower down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, lift your hips downward facing dog. Second side, lift your left leg behind you. Bend your knee, rotate your left hip open. Square your hips back towards the ground, left knee to your forehead, step your foot. Lower your right knee, untuck your toes. Inhale, come up into low lunge. Interlace your hands, the opposite thumb on top. Lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, sinking your hips towards the ground. Let go of your interlace, reach your arms, inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart center, twist to your left side. Look down, place your hands, frame your front foot, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee. Right hand down, left arm up, twist, transition into your side plank. Lower your left hand plank position, lower down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift your right leg, roll the right inner thigh towards the sky. Replace it down, lift your left leg. Replace it down, tuck your toes, low plank. Push back up, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog position, take an inhale. Let it out. On your inhale, lift your right leg behind you, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, rotate your right hip open, flip the dog, wild thing. Lift your hips, lift your chest, transitioning into a full back bend. Come back into side plank. Right knee to your chest, step your right foot to the front. Lower your left knee, untuck your toes, straighten your front leg, half split. If you can go deeper, full split. Come back into your half split. Heel to your right foot to the right side. Lizard pose, left hand down, right arm up, twist, bend your left knee, heel towards your sit bone. Maybe you stay, maybe lower onto your forearm. And then come back up, place your hands onto the ground, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, extend your right leg, shake it out. Step back, downward facing dog position, left leg up, inhale. Bend your left knee, rotate your left hip open, flip the dog into wild thing, transitioning into full back bend. Come back into your side plank, left knee to your chest. And step your foot, lower your right knee, untuck your toes. Straighten your front leg, half split, maybe full split. And then come back into your half split. Rebend your left knee, lizard. Right hand down, left arm up. Bend your right knee, heel towards your sit bone. And then very slowly rise all the way back up, hands onto the ground, extend your left leg, shake it out. Step back, downward facing dog position. Lower your knees onto the ground, walk your hands a little bit more forward. Anahata Asana, puppy dog stretch. Lengthening the side of the waist. Keeping your forearms on the ground. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, lift your hips back into forearm plank position. Walk your feet towards your elbows, dolphin pose. And lift your elbows off the ground, downward facing dog position. Take an inhale, let it out. So, walk your hands all the way back towards your feet, roll all the way up into a standing position. So now we are moving to the wall. We are adding a deeper shoulder opener. So, like we just did in that dolphin pose, place yourself against the wall so your elbows are touching the wall. Elbows are touching the wall. Imagine there's a wall in front of me. Elbows are touching the wall. Interlace your fingers and you can bring your interlace behind your neck. So, elbows are touching the wall. And you bring an interlace behind your neck. And pausing here for a couple of moments. Slowly rise all the way back up. Come up into your tabletop position. And then walk yourself against the wall. So this time, come back into the tabletop, your feet are touching the wall, and then you place one knee against the wall. We are going into King Arthur, left foot in front of you. Bring your hips against the wall, so now we are going into a slightly deeper stretch here, the front of the right leg. So what you want to do is you want to bring your hips against the wall as much as possible. And then coming out, change to the other side. Bring your left knee against the wall, step your right foot in front. And then shift your hips back against the wall. And then coming out, come back into that tabletop position. Now we are moving against the wall. So we have done a little bit or a lot of prep. Yes, so from here, reach your arms towards the sky like you're holding something. Like we did in the beginning, flex your palms like you're pushing that ceiling away from you. And then push up, bring your shoulders towards your ear. So this is shoulder elevation and then push down. So just knowing the difference, pushing up, shoulder elevation, and then push down. Last one, inhale, pushing, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Okay, shake it out. Bring your hands towards your hips before we go into that inversion, before we go into that handstand. Very important to know, what are my hips doing? What is my pelvis doing? So bring your hips towards your hands towards your hips, and then this is called anterior pelvic tilt. Yeah, so I'm separating my ribs from my frontal hip bones, and this is called posterior pelvic tilt. So the opposite. Let's do it once again. Anterior pelvic tilt and posterior pelvic tilt. So you want to find that middle ground. You want to bring your frontal ribs toward your frontal hip bones. Yeah, when you're upside down, keeping your ribs in. So this is that position we want to hold when we are upside down. We'll use the wall. So you place yourself roughly, it's one leg distance. Yeah, you can place your foot against the wall so you know the distance. And then your hands are where your foot would be. Placing your hands onto the ground, and then step your feet up the wall into that L shape. Pausing here, think about that shoulder elevation. So you push the ground away. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And coming out. Rest for a moment. So really focusing on spreading your fingertips wide and pushing the ground away. Let's do it once again. Place your hands onto the ground. Walk your feet up the wall. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly coming out. Shake it out. We'll do it a couple more times. We're adding a couple of things. So place your hands onto the ground, step your feet up the wall, and then this time lift one leg up towards the sky, keeping your other leg or your other foot very lightly touching the wall. Push the ground away for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then change the other leg up. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And coming down. Okay, shake it out. So we'll do the same thing on your forearms as a prep for forearm balance, Pincha Mayurasana, or headstand. Yeah, so very important to strengthen those shoulders, your back muscles. So placing your forearms onto the ground, step your feet up the wall into that L shape. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This could be a little bit more intense here for some of you. Shake it out. And you know what is coming? We'll do the same thing and lifting one leg at a time. So place your forearms onto the ground. Walk your feet up the wall. And then lift one leg up towards the sky. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Replace it down. Second side. Left leg up. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Replace it down. Slowly lower down. Shake it out. And the last thing we will do is we will take that handstand against the wall, facing the wall. So place your hands onto the ground, walk your feet up the wall for now, and then you walk your hands all the way against the wall. All the way against the wall, holding that handstand facing the wall. Think about your frontal hip bones moving towards your frontal ribs. And this time, we will focus on that shoulder elevation. So untuck your toes, push the ground away as much as you can. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Coming out, walking out. rest for a moment. Shake it out. We'll do it one last time and we'll shift the weight a little bit more into one side and the other side. Yeah, so we want to strengthen those lats, the muscles on the side, your back muscles. Shake it out. Yeah, and when we balance in our hands, yeah, we want to have that balance in both hands. So we want to be able to shift one weight a little bit more or less onto one hand. So you place your hands onto the ground and then walk your feet up the wall. And this time, bring your legs into this V shape. Yeah, it helps you a little bit to stabilize. You shift your weight into one hand as much as possible so you can bring the other hand onto your fingertips. Hold here, option one. Maybe removing one fingertip at a time. Maybe you bring one hand towards your thigh, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Replace. Change to the other side. Explore the other side. Yeah, your options. Maybe you stay on your fingertips, maybe one fingertip, maybe your left hand towards your thigh. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Replace it down and coming out. Shake it out. Okay, come into your tabletop position. Bring one forearm, so you bring left forearm facing up towards the sky. Left forearm facing up, bring your right knee onto your left forearm and just massage. Yes, so making circles, massaging your forearm. And change to the other side. Right forearm facing towards the sky, massaging your left forearm. And then come back into your tabletop position. Come back up, shake it out. Catch your left wrist with your index finger and your thumb. Create a fist and then circle your wrist. And then change to the other side. Place your hands onto the ground, tuck your toes, lift your knees. Downward facing dog, walk your hands towards your feet, place your hands underneath your feet. So you step your feet all the way onto your hands. So your toes come towards your hands creases, releasing your wrists, relax your head, relax your neck. Let go of your hands. Come down into a seated position. Close your eyes for a moment. Allow yourself to feel what you feel, any sensations, any vibrations, feeling maybe a little bit more strength, more flexibility, not just in your physical body, but also in your mind, in your approach to life. Bring your hands to your heart center. Thank yourself for your commitment to show up for yourself. Bring your thumb knuckles to your third eye center. Namaste.